say a special word of thanks to Barbara, the Consul General, who has become a wonderful and dear friend to me and my family, and so ably represents the government and the people of Ireland here in New York and in the eastern United States. So please join me in thanking Barbara for the time. Now I have to say that I've reached the stage in life where I got a little hearing problem in my left ear. So I don't get every word in every conversation. And when I was contacted by Hillary and his colleagues about being the Grand Marshal of St. Patrick's Day Parade, I must have missed the part where they told me that there were 15 receptions to go to. Maybe it was the next day that they told me. I'm not really sure. But as I've said many times, I learned some years ago that in the United States, there are more Irish American organizations than there are Irish Americans. And since this is the 10th such event I've been to before the parade, I've come to feel like Zsa Zsa Gabor's 10th husband on their wedding night. I know what to do, but I'll be darned if I know how to make it interesting. I'm going to try. I do want to say a special word of gratitude and praise for Ambassador Jean Kennedy Smith. Jean, why don't you stand up here? She's, Jean served our country with tremendous distinction as the United States Ambassador to Ireland during the years that I was working in Northern Ireland. And I can say to you that she contributed tremendously to the effort that we were all involved in, as did her brother Ted, who was one of my close friends in the United States Senate. And it's a real pleasure to be here and an honor really to stand here with Ambassador Jean Kennedy Smith, and I ask you please to join me in recognizing her. This is, of course, an historic event, as you've heard, the 255th March up Fifth Avenue in celebration of what I think of as two great privileges that we all share. The first is Irish heritage, and the second is the great and good fortune to live in the United States of America. We're hearing a lot these days about the state of our nation. But I can tell you this, that despite our many and serious imperfections, as are all human institutions and human beings, this remains the most free, the most open, the most just society in all of human history. And we are very, very fortunate to be part of it. And we all should recognize that we stand on the shoulders of the men and women who came before us, going all the way back 255 years to those who marched in 1762 and those who came before them. Because among the earliest who came to this country from Europe to the New World were men and women from Ireland. They played an enormous role in the creation of the free society from which we all now derive so much benefit. So I regard it as a personal honor and a privilege for me to be asked to serve as Grand Marshal of what really is an international institution and an expression of our pride both in our heritage and in our citizenship and enjoying the freedoms of this country. I thank you all for what you've done, each and every one of you. I thank you very much for your presence. I hope very much that each of you will be there on March 17th. I join in the call for prayer join it more than you do because you have an option to stay home. I don't. Have a nice day on the 17th, but we'll all be there anyway. So thank you all very much. God bless the United States of America.
So finally, two important things to say. Just picking up on a point there about the history and the heritage of the parade, and then putting my hand up as Consul General to allow for that in this year of the 100th anniversary of the proclamation of the Irish Republic, that we are going to mark now with a special presentation to the aides to the Grand Marshal. The Central Bank of Ireland have minted a special coin to mark the centennial of the proclamation of the Irish Republic, committed to equality, cherishing all the people in the nation and all over the island equally, respecting diversity, coming together to be an inclusive republic. And that's the journey we're on in Ireland to this day. And we need the great friendship and support of great leaders, as we have here this evening, to complete that journey. But I want to make a special presentation to the aides, and I'm going to call the names now, and if they would come up and we will quickly do the presentation. Thomas Mullaney, Timothy O'Donoghue, Bridget O'Brien, Virginia Gina Brennan, Martin Dunn, Keith Laval, Eddie Dowling, Geraldine Johnson, Alice Dugan, Jack King, Regina McGannon-Begley, James Walsh and Kevin O'Connor. 3 cheers for our aides to the Grand Marshal.